Welcome back, Kingston, to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today we have a 4v4, and this one is going to have a 4-point disadvantage for the coalition. That's right, they are taking 4 less points than their French enemies. So they're kind enough to do that. I think probably maybe because they're in a team together. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, they have a 4-point disadvantage. So we will see, you know, how the coalition handle this. You can see, of course, they have 2 Austrias here. So you have an 8-point Austria, 7-point Austria. You also have 2 Spains, a 7 and a 9-point Spain, which, you know, man, a lot of low pointers on the field. They're going up against 3 French armies. Now, or my apologies, 3 French armies and 1 Neapolitan, you know, army. They seem to be rolling, though, of course, across a muddy plain, potentially. That's going to slow them down. Hopefully they're going around it. They'll go a little faster that way. But the French, you can see, had a bunch of artillery, at least 5 guns set up here. So Spain actually is marching almost like perpendicular to them to kind of try to get an angle. Everything is not hidden, though. I mean, these guys are hidden, but these skirmishers definitely are not hidden. This army has no cav, I don't think. Just a lot of infantry and skirmishers. Yeah, so a very, very mobile army, but, you know, skirmishers are going to have to do any of the scouting for them. A lot of squares, though, so this army is definitely going to be, you know, it will hold itself well against most anything, especially since it's all L4 squareables. That looks like actually a fun army to play as. The other Spain does have a little bit of cavalry. C3, C5, C8, some skirmishers, line infantry. We also have, oh, more. Okay, so another C3, a dragoon from Austria, and then so much infantry it'll drive you mad if you stare into the mass. The mass! Yeah, so obviously a lot of, considering it's an 8-pointer, a lot of infantry there. And then we have Spain. Now, over on this side, ooh, there's some cavalry showing up here. Maybe they're going to go for those skirms. But the other Austria, they do have dragoons, and that's about it. Yeah, some artillery, a bunch of infantry. A lot of Bavarians, actually. Quite a bit of Bavarians. Has some grenadiers as well. And, yeah, they seem to be rolling down quite quickly. Maybe they're going to try to pincer this French defense, which it looks like France is kind of banking on being in the middle here of this town and kind of having their holdout here. It did look like maybe there was a bit of a skirmish, maybe some shooting, trying to get rid of that cavalry. Skirmishers still pushing. I mean, they're just going straight for it. Now I'm trying to figure out where they're actually trying to go. They're trying to go for a huge flank here. It's pretty obvious, I'm sure, to the, you know, Imperials where this Spanish army is. The general's right here. But they haven't really moved. Actually, no. France looks like they actually are moving. Maybe with Naples, they're looking to try to crush the Spanish who are going out all on their own. So, interesting strategy. I mean, I don't know if the French try to isolate this one Spanish army, then they could still be at risk of a big slam in the flank by the Spanish and Austrians over here. I may have to skip ahead, though. Honestly, I thought the battle was going to start sooner because they started so close to each other, but we'll come back in just a second unless something changes. As I say that, the French army appears. Still, though, oh wow, that's a lot. Oh wow, holy smokes! That's just like the entirety of the French army just appearing out of thin air, almost. Okay, so they have some militia mixed up in the army, and they have some just regular line infantry. This looks like a Spania, so like an 8-pointer. Let me look at the dragoons. Yeah, this is a Spania, and they are charging straight forward, trying to scare off the Spanish. Spanish gonna definitely get their C8s out of there, and this is an interesting development, guys. Interesting development. Where does Spain go from here? Do they ambush Naples? You know, do they ambush the reinforcing army? Do they try to push in and pincer this French army from two sides? This is I like to, you know, start them sooner so you can kind of see what the maneuvering is. This is half the battle, is making decisions as to where you're going to commit your army. Because this decision here, swinging from two sides, could be the big game-winning move. Now, it looks like we do have the 7-point Austria setting up. They have not really pushed up too much. I mean, a lot of their troops still trailing pretty far behind. They're L2s, and there's some L3s, but they're going to be a slower moving army. It's going to take them a while to get up. That may be a good thing, maybe not. They do have some horse artillery set up as well. Yeah, it looks like we may have one French army facing this flank, one in the town, one to the left side of the town, and then one way in the back. But France is actually, yeah, they're falling back. They don't want to take this fight. I'm sure there were some competent players in this, and that is that would have been a huge mistake if they literally had just rolled into the coalition, especially by themselves. I mean, I'm not sure what the other French army is. They have a good defensive position here. They have some trees they can hold. They have artillery, obviously. You can see they're setting up. Oh, do we have some cavalry charging in? Is this a square test? Oh, they're going to fire some shots, though. Try to scare them off. Artillery is going to be a pain for the coalition. Just the 5 guns is all we've seen so far, and I'm sure there's plenty more where that came from. We also do have more artillery set up over here. Another, looks like a 6-pounder. Nice. They're just firing down this road, maybe trying to hit some artillery. It looks like they did hit some cavalry earlier. And you can see they're actually going to fall back. They don't want to go straight into those guns. Don't want to take unnecessary losses. And yep, here we go. This is the blockade. This is the thing that's going to stop this coalition. Or will they? That guy looks like a priest, doesn't he? Like a monk. See him? He has like the monk robes. Who is this guy? There he is. Yeah, look at him. He's a freaking monk. Right? It has to be. Like, who else wears robes like that? It's just odd. Okay, so we have a lot of skirmishers setting up here. Oh man, the French really starting to pour in those shots into this Spanish line that is pushing forward. And they're pushing line of tree forward while the skirmishers start putting down a little bit of suppressing fire here. And Austria is going to sprawl out their skirmishers along the entire front here to maybe try to soak up some damage. We may have a cavalry charge. These hussars getting shot up, so they're actually going to fall back. We do have what looks like some cavalry. Ooh, is Spain going to take a fight here? And this Chasseur Cheval and 2 dragoons, or yeah, 2 dragoons, not something to sneer at, you know? Oh, what? What the heck happened? Oh man, that's unfortunate. A small little hussar unit went behind and sniped the general of the 7-point Austria. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. A nice lightning fast strike. Looking to maybe, you know, get an early victory maybe. You know, they can tear up that general. They kill the general, that army's going to have no morale. This is actually a good thing, guys. In a way, this cavalry is not defending the French army anymore. So, you know, if they can keep it isolated away from the French army, they can then use some of their cavalry to pressure the French. Potentially, of course. You know, you never know how it's truly going to work. Look at this, though. Austria setting up. Skirmishers still out front. Artillery firing, trying to get some kills here against this Austrian mass. Holy cow, man. That's a lot of infantry. Very beautiful, though, you know. Very cinematic. It looks like it's starting to get fall, just like, you know, it actually is starting to get fall. A lot of land there. Are they firing canister? Now look at this. The French brought quite a bit of artillery. I think they figured this was the way to go, you know, for this fight. Bring the artillery. Looks like we may have had a small breakage here. A little clash of cav. Yeah, with some Naples cavalry. And with Naples rolling up here, you see the French pushing into the tree line. They do have... Yeah, they don't have... Like, Spain has part of this tree line. So it's not going to be easy. If France had been able to, you know, push up and hold part of this tree line, it'd been a little more difficult for the coalition to actually take it. But, I mean, they've already gotten a foothold here. It's going to make it tough. Now, this is going to be rough. There's a reason that you see only Landwehr right here. He's trying to use the cheap infantry to actually soak up most of the damage while letting his skirmishers fire. And you can see it is taking chunks out of this militia, but not terribly fast. And the good quality infantry is going to the right here. So they're trying to push anything that does well on the flanks where the artillery isn't firing. It is further away from this grand battery. And hopefully France starts paying attention to that, because this flank actually could be a huge problem for them. I'd be focusing on the flank. I wouldn't be scared about a bunch of land there. But oh my goodness, I'm missing all the cav charges. Some skirmishers charged in. Ooh. I'm gonna try to keep paying attention to the minimap. I'm sorry, guys. It's not super easy here. We do have France in the forest now. Spain advancing to the attack here. We got some regular volleys now. France has actually still got a pretty good position here. Got plenty of reserves of their own. Now that Austria is getting some regular volleys, this right flank definitely being engaged. But they have all their best quality infantry, it would appear, on this flank. And France is pretty weak over here. 2 infantry units so far. You can see he has realized it, and he is pushing infantry reserves over. However,
our general is under attack.
Look at this. This whole flank is getting pushed by Spain and Austria. This is one French player, I'm pretty sure. The other French player is way over here. And then there's one more French, I guess one more French army right here. So, I mean, France does seem to have a lot. Naples is going to be falling back from Spain. Spain had plenty of skirmishers. I don't think Naples wanted to take just a battle against a bunch of skirms. They need to get some cav in. What you do is you push up some infantry, make them fire, then charge your cav in. That's all you have to do. Look at all these batteries. All of these artillery pieces. I would have these uh-oh. Oh, are they going to go for it? That could be a huge... Oh. Yeah, that's not going to work. These dragoons are going to charge right in, stop them, however they do save it. But, you know, those artillery aren't firing while it's happening. Nice regular volleys being exchanged in the forest of both sides. Yeah, both sides firing. Man, you don't get a lot of forest battles like this. Look at that. You see Spain right there. It looks like we may have finally another engagement here by France. Now, France, unfortunately, they have a whole 5 units that are just sitting here. These could probably be pushing on the Spanish army. We do see that Austria is taking some losses here. I'm sure this artillery was focusing down. However, skirmishers are starting to, you know, take this artillery piece down bit by bit. It's got to keep, you know, keep that up. More line fire happening over here, where France is taking a pretty regular line fight. It looks like we may actually have the 7-point Austria pushing over, trying to join forces, you know, with the rest of their allies. Oh, that cav, I forgot about it. There is still French cav behind the coalition's lines. However, the coalition seems to be doing okay thus far. A lot of skirmishers soaking up a lot of Naples, you know, fire, but they are getting really dangerously close to these skirmishers. But the skirmishers are definitely laying down some damage. I should probably check and make sure nothing's happening over here. This cavalry is going to be a problem if they get, you know, too close in one way or the other. This artillery probably still going to be firing. Skirmishers still trying to just kill this artillery. Oh, we do have that cav engagement. Or, I mean, France keeps trying to, but, you know, if it's not favorable, they pull back. So, you know, being very smart with their cavalry, not just suiciding it. You know, they need this cav in order to put pressure on the coalition. Coalition can't afford to lose their cavalry one bit. And look at this huge line fight. I mean, we got more French infantry now pushing forward, taking the place. So we got some guard units even pushing up. And I just keep seeing red dots everywhere on the back lines of the, uh-oh. Yeah, look at this. I just keep seeing, you know, enemy cavalry way back behind the lines everywhere. Austria has to deal with this constantly. Over here, we do finally have a line fight of sorts. France may actually be trying to push the initiative here. It looks like they have, oh, they got some light infantry on the flank. Actually, they got a lot of light infantry. There's just so many battles happening everywhere. More skirmishers now going to push up. I bet you they're going to try and shoot down this artillery piece. The one problem with this Spanish army, and they're fighting all alone, and they are, you know, keeping some squarables near the back just in case, you know, the French try to do a back charge here. They are trying to kill off as much of the Naples army as possible. But it just keeps pushing forward. The skirmishers get a fire off a couple shots, and then they have to fall back again. Naples has got to keep just marching forward and not give, you know, them any break. However, imagine this artillery being gone. Once this artillery is gone, in fact, I feel like all the French positions are only as strong as they can be because of the artillery. If the artillery dies, they're going to lose their position. Without a doubt, they will lose their position. They will not be able to hold fast. They spent a lot of money on their artillery. So, you know, the question is, what happens when you lose your artillery? If you know, expend it all, you lose. You lose. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to lose this game or not. It was apparently very close. And thankfully, this army, even though they lost the general, has a lot of cavalry to defend their army. But it does seem like they are losing. I mean, it's Bavarians versus light infantry. You know, like, shocker, it's gonna, you know, not do well. Now, a lot of light infantry cannot square. I would probably try to attack this once obviously get closer. Oh, look at this. Austria is just out shooting the French here. Oh, they're moving now. Alright, this army, we may have a possible encirclement. Oh, we do have some cavalry trying to go for a skirmisher unit. Can they rush forward and form a square in time? Okay, they do hit a square.
Our men are running.
Unfortunately, skirmishers still do break. Naples is looking to try to close in for the kill here. They hit another square. And now for the first time, guys, a lot of French infantry is actually involved in shooting and all. So, you know, this actually is going to go a lot better for the Spanish than you probably would think. Just because, I mean, Naples has been firing a couple volleys. Oh, no, more cavalry. Naples is looking to close the deal. seal Spain's fate. These Lancers got to charge off against this infantry, but man, they actually are not doing too hot. Spain seems to be footing this pretty well, considering they don't have any cav to defend. Oh, we do have a bayonet charge here. Oh, they got some nice... They're going to break that. That's beautifully done. Yeah, Naples should have sent the cav in against this unit and then bayonet charge. That's the best way to close in that gap. Still regular volleys here. Oh, look at this. France let an angle happen. This is what you want to look for. You want to look for the edge, get an angle on it, and just shoot them. Look at the piles of French dead here. France is dying in this fight, guys. They are absolutely dying to Austria. Over here, it looks like it's turning a little more even here. You're seeing a little bit more of the French dying. Artillery in the center just blasting away at this French line. We do have a huge cav charge in the back lines here. France committing with cuirassiers. Interesting, they went against cavalry instead of infantry. But, yeah, France seems to be going straight in here, and he's going to charge in now. He can turn a unit, start firing. He is taking this cav charge very well, then, considering he doesn't have a general to inspire his men whatsoever. Oh, man, I should have paid attention to this one as well. Looks like Naples did try to go for a bayonet charge. Once again, got shot in the face. And now Spain can counterattack a little bit here. Take some of that initiative, even sending in cavalry from the other Spanish player to get that artillery piece. And if this flank breaks, if Naples breaks, then France is going to be in trouble because they're going to have a Spanish army collapsing on them. However, this is not looking super amazing. They do have a square formed against this cuirassier, but this cuirassier did the damage. The damage has already been done. You can see half of this line has already collapsed. Having no general to inspire and rally his cavalry to take on that cuirassier charge, you know, that's what may have done it. And I don't even know what this cuirassier unit is even charging for, because they're all over the... Look, they're all over the place. They're here, they're here, they're here. We may have a slight little bit of pull through. Don't know if it was intentional or not, but there's some infantry right here, and they were pushing past it. But, you know, unfortunately, totally wrecked by that cavalry unit. And now France is pushing here, so it may actually end up evening out here, considering that Spain is just kind of flank. They got a flank on Naples, and Naples can't do anything about it. They really can't. They're dying. They can't get away fast enough. Oh yeah, here comes the collapse. Naples is dying quite quickly here. Oh, look at the shock. Oh my gosh. They dropped so fast. And the mass rout is going to be triggered here. Spain just got to keep pursuing, which they are. They are constantly pursuing, trying to get a mass rout to trigger further down the line. You can see the other side, there's already route, like, wavering on that side. Oh my, did I miss a bayonet charge? I'm sorry guys, I can't catch it all. The force is hiding it. Looks like France pushed up and went in for the cold steel. We do have the guard and grenadiers for Spain that are up in the front fighting this battle. France is desperately trying to push forward here, trying to break the Spanish before, you know, the Naples defeat reaches them. And actually, Spain has done quite well. They have taken a couple losses, but they have only lost 1 or 2 units. Now they're trying to just fall back at this point. Try to get away. The forest is probably starting to wreck them. They can't really see that well. We have a cav charge.
Sir, your general has been
killed. No.
This is a black day.
I don't even know how that happened. Looks like maybe some cavalry charged in. Yeah, some French cav charged in. I mean, they're basically broken. I mean, Spain did their job. You know, they have broken Naples, and they still have an army. They still have an army which now can start pushing over here and helping out because, oh, France is constantly pushing here. But these bayonet charges are being a little sloppy. They are not having a cohesive charge here. So Spain is actually getting some angles to pour some volleys in, you know, on the French as they charge. Now, do we have Austria making a brave stand here? Yes. So Austria may be losing this fight, guys, but they're delaying. They're delaying it. I mean, France is wasting an entire army to chase them down, and that's giving Austria a chance to reform. Maybe beat back this French army. We have another bayonet charge. So many charges back and forth now. They're so close to each other. Oh, that's gonna break them. Instantly break them. Yeah, this would have to be out of hell to fight in the forest. I mean, you know, I'd be hiding behind trees probably if I was one of those people. Looks like Spain's just gonna surround and just outshoot Naples. Half the army has pushed over here, and they will probably start rolling up the flank. This could be the beginning of the end for the Spanish, considering they broke, unless this French army can do something here. But Austria has gotten away from the French. The French have been delayed in the forest. Austria is getting over here. They've made some distance between themselves. They're wasting French's time. A huge cav charge once again charging in against Austria. Austria had cavalry and squares to be able to take the charge. And they are still falling back, just pulling back as Spain pushes. And Spain was, you know, they got attacked. Now the counterattack begins. And they got a nice angle here. And it does look like the artillery has been dealt with. That is actually shredding up the Spanish. But they have dealt with it. Now comes the roll around the flank. France still has two very strong armies on this side. But they got to make some moves pretty quickly here. We do have some cavalry just destroying these light infantry. One of them was able to form a square, but not the other. And France is actually getting a little bit destroyed here. As Austria actually maybe is hovering with their infantry just a little bit close here, just, you know, to make life more painful. Austria, they have plenty of reserves. I think the coalition definitely are still set to win this. This forest fight is looking a little bit worse now for the French. Still a bayonet frenzy. But I'm seeing a lot of routing troops for France. Yeah, it's turning into a rout. Cavalry pouring in as well to kind of start breaking some troops, maybe kill a general. And the general is going to try to stop things here. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's still alive.
Our men are running.
Dang, how is he still alive? There it is. Alright, he's dead now. So yeah, the French are obviously pulling back here. They are still trying to push in Austria. The other one's falling back. This is it, guys. It is, man, just like that. Spain has rolled back the French, who did try to push out kind of aggressively here. Oh, another general has been killed. Oh, no. Man, the amount of coalition generals that have died in this. We had Mapov, you had, you know, Sharpie, and now Beauregard. All losing their generals. the French did try to go for the generals to break maybe the morale, but I think they did it a little too late into the battle. Not for obviously for Sharpie. His general died early, and he got hit pretty hard right after that. And the shock, I think, without having a general to rally troops, it was over. Not totally, obviously, because he still has stuff. You know, he still has infantry, he has cavalry. France, unfortunately, made a decision to try chasing him down. At this point, it's not worth it. Just, you know, go up with your ally, try to make a last-ditch defense. Because look at this, the Austrian masses are pushing. Oh, we have some cavalry even engaging. Oh, they're finally going for the artillery piece, aren't they? Finally killing that pesky artillery. Where are you guys going? Are they going to countercharge maybe? Oh, they're meeting a stone wall of Austrian fire. Oh my gosh, that was brutal. Look at that though, a united coalition just constantly pushing forward now. Now France is still going to have a bite. You know, they're still going to have some damage they can inflict, and if the coalition are not careful, they could still lose big. They have lost their generals. They have to be very, very careful. Almost all of them have lost their generals. It looks like France may actually be trying to go for a bayonet charge, maybe. I'll get a volley off. Maybe. Man, oh man. They're just utilizing, there was riding troops running through the French. Oh yes! Look at that Austrian charge along each front. Each hitting a French unit, and watch as, well, maybe not all of them will do well, but yeah, with the mass rout, France not going to do well. Over here, looks like France is just falling back at this point. And the flank, guys, one side may be looking good. Like, from this side, it all looks good, actually. Like, oh, wow. France is holding beautifully. They're dropping them. You start rolling down the line just a little bit, and the turmoil begins. And look at that. That is not what you want to see. Looks like France maybe just going for a full-on bayonet charge, full-on sending it. Well, that looks like that is the rest of this French army. There is one more that is pushing up. But at this point, you know, there's pockets of French resistance. There's some happening in this town. Spain will have to deal with this. But well played. Like I said, man, that disaster here, almost a disaster in the forest. France was able to close the gap against Spain. If Spain hadn't had some guard and grenadiers, I have my doubts how well they would have actually been able to handle a bayonet charge. The I think the one thing France could have done a little better is their cav play. Could have been a little bit better. They sent the cuirassiers over here against cavalry. They should have charged directly against the 7-pointer. They had so many Bavarian lines that could not form square. They could have crushed the coalition so quickly. They did go against enemy cav instead from the back. It still worked. I mean, they still broke them, and not entirely. Like, Austria 7-point managed to survive. They were still there. And you can see they're still fighting. So, you know, it wasn't a decisive win against the coalition by any stretch of the imagination. Now we're just getting some beautiful shots. The coalition firing, marching past the camera. There we got France holding their ground as desperately as they can. Another fight in the background. More French in the forest, actually. But man, could you imagine being the Austrians from this position? You just keep seeing the French just getting pushed back. You see, you know, Spanish banners and Austrian banners flying high. That'd be quite a sight to see. Oh, we got some Bavarian grenadiers pushing forward. These guys could maybe do something. Get a nice juicy back charge. While Austria's keeping the French busy. Do it, Bavaria, do it! But I think that's basically the army. I mean, there's a small here and there. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here because at this
Our
point,
men are running, sir.
it's just patches and bits and pieces of the French. I don't see them winning. Oh, they formed a square there. Very nice. I don't see them winning this fight. Like I said, they have a small, you know, a very solid defense here. But once the coalition push forward with all of their forces, which they probably won't go in piecemeal, they probably can beat the French here. They're going to collapse from two sides. They have plenty of forces left, and they have tons of time. They have 30 minutes. This battle's only been going for 38. Wow. Yeah, it hasn't been going super long. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think. What you think the coalition did right, what they did wrong, what the Imperials did right, what they did wrong. Because it obviously wasn't, you know, it wasn't a wipe. The French didn't just get rolled over the battlefield. They actually did some damage to some of the enemy players. I don't know if the artillery was a very good option because obviously the coalition brought so many troops. The artillery probably got some good kills, but it didn't get enough to be able to hold back the tidal wave. It's basically artillery versus land, like infantry, masses of infantry. I mean, you know, what's better at that point, you know? Like, can artillery kill a ton of infantry? Well, it depends, I guess, on how close they get and if they just stay there the entire battle. But if you're bringing a lot of artillery, investing a lot of artillery, you can't bring as much infantry, which means their infantry will roll over your infantry a lot quicker. unless the artillery really pulls its weight and doesn't get shot up or charged very easily. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, I guess you could say. And I don't know. I have done my bit of bringing our bunch of artillery as France. I did it against a UK because it did really well against UK. But yeah, man, look at this last final defense. They are just absolutely surrounded here. They're going to start breaking pretty fast. I'm surprised they haven't gone for like a, I'm just going to, for a bayonet charge here. Here we go. Here comes Spain and Austria with the Grenadiers. Another forest fight. And I mean, it's kind of hard to see what's going on here. I'm just going to fast forward again because it's hard to see what's going on here. It's going to cause a mass rout and they're just going to break. And this battle will be over. I enjoyed this battle, though. It was a good battle. Considering that the coalition was down by 4 points, obviously that was a good call on their part. You know, they still won. So, you know, taking a point disadvantage makes it more of a challenge still. Something fun to do if you're going up against a bunch of randoms.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must
anyway, finally a general killed on the other side. Yeah, I'll keep fast forwarding here. This is basically done. And then we'll look at the results of this battle, which we see right here. So as the Spain, as the 7-pointer, man, a lot of kills for this Spanish army. The general got 0, but that was it. I mean, yeah, like just all around good kills. Let me pull up the results real fast, guys, and we'll go over those. All right, as you can see, guys, we have a map up who sent it in, 7-pointer with 1911 for the kills. Stiffable Sharpie has a 7-point Austria with 951 for his kills. Beauregard has the other Spain with 1564 and Heinze with 1353. On the other side, you have Jacques, or Jack, I don't know, 1266. Matt as Naples with 578, got the least amount. Got kind of crushed by the 7-point Spain. You have Blush with 1137 and Goober with 1114. So, you know, pretty even kills. Wasn't like, you know, almost all the teams almost hit 1,000, if not way over. So, good battle. Really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys did as well. And thank you all so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.